Welcome to another lab session on Google Cloud Platform. This experiment we are going to launch MySQL database. So first, select the category storage, left panel. Below compute category, we can find out this. We can find the storage category here, and click SQL Service. Click on Create Instance. So we have three choices here. That is, we can either select MySQL database engine or PostgreSQL or MySQL server. I'm going to choose MySQL. Next, make sure you have chosen the correct project here. Okay, by default, I'm going to use my first project here, and this ID we are going to create an ID here. Okay, and this is how your database is going to be identified in GCP. So give it a unique name, test345. I'm going to give a random name, test345, and please provide one password. Next, you need to choose the region here. Okay, wide range of regions here. We have evaluated all the regions in the previous lab session, and I'm going to choose Asia 1 Taiwan here, and choose a zone under this region, Asia East 1 A. Now choose the version of database. MySQL 5.7 is going to choose MySQL 5.7. Next, expand this option, okay, by clicking show configuration options. So click connectivity, and by default the public IP will be chosen here. So make sure you have ticked here, and because we're going to get a public IP here. So that public IP we are going to use to get our application connected with this database. Okay, to this database instance. You can click add network here if you are familiar with the networking details. If you have created any subnet, if you are familiar with other subnets and all, you can create here. Okay, you can add a network here. As of now, we are not going to change it. And the machine and type and storage, the first option is machine type. By default, DB N1 standard one will be chosen here. It will be having one CPU, and the memory is around 3.75 GB here. Okay, so if you want to change it, but for this instance type, the throughput we obtained given is 250 Mbps out of maximum achievable, that is 2000 Mbps. Okay, you can click change here, and you can for example, you can check the performance, the throughput obtained here. If I am going to choose DBN1 high mem2, you can see the throughput. That is, throughput is for around 500 Mbps. Right now, if you are going to choose DBN1 high mem 96 option, you can obtain maximum throughput here. Okay, 2000 Mbps. So going back to the standard version, standard NB, standard one, and the network throughput will be updated to 250 Mbps. Okay. Now regarding the storage type, again the choice we are going to make here also affects the performance. SSDs are high performance devices compared to HDD. Solid state devices having low latency compared to HDD also, and storage capacity ranges from 300 to a massive 30,720 GB here. Okay. So if you enable this option, enable automatic storage increases, then it will scale that as per the database requirements. If the database requirements increases based on application we are going to use, it will scale automatically. Okay. So again, the storage capacity, based on the storage capacity, 4 parameters are shown here. Okay, different speeds are shown here, 4 speeds: reading speed, writing speed, and IOPS. Okay, so this throughput, reading and writing, and IOPS for reading and writing. 4 separate statuses are shown here. If you're increasing the 10 GB to 100 GB, you can see the statuses for this throughput and IOPS is changing here. Okay, it's completely changed. If you're increasing 2000, drastically changed. Maximum throughputs, this throughput and IOPS are achieved here, right? So go back to default value here, and next regarding the encryptions here, and by default we are going to choose Google Manage key. Okay, we are not going to change other options, so click hide configuration option and click create option here. Takes few minutes for the instance to be created, database instance to be created. Already there, so choose a different name, unique name. So please make sure you have a you're going to use the name of a database as unique and not previously used. We're going to create a user. Click user. The database is completed. Click users and create user account. We're going to add a new account. Okay. So click on add user account. And we are going to give a name and app1. Okay. And we can also change the password also. And we don't have to change the default value here. Allow any host. Click add and click create database, and we are going to name app one test. Okay, just here, and character set we are not going to change it, and click create. Now click users. The app one is created here. Okay, now the user app one here and database app one test. Okay, but now how will it connect this database with your application? Okay, there are several methods offered by GCP, and first you can check the connection details here. Okay, now then click on overview here. So below that you will get the public IP to our instance. So this is the public IP we need to use to get connected to our instance. So the connection name is Steam Create. This is the connection name, and we can connect using several methods. Okay, using Cloud Shell, and also from an instance from a computer VM virtual machine instance also we get connection. And I'm going to show you how can we connect using Google Shell. Click on it. If you're using some applications like Workbench, or if you want to connect from your host PC using Workbench to this account, then you need to add your IP to the whitelist of this of the firewall, right? Because your IP should be enabled. Then only you are able to access your database here. So your IP should be put into the whitelist here. The same operation is going to be done here. That is when you execute this command, that is dcloud SQL connect test. This is the database name minus hyphen user root hyphen quiet. When we execute this command, what it's going to do is that it's going to whitelist. It's going to put our IP address into the incoming traffic. Okay, it's going to enable our IP address. Okay, then only we are able to access the database. That is test 3456 here. It will take a while for the step to get completed. Now we need to enter the password we have chosen during the database creation. Hooray! We have got the MySQL prompt here. Now we can create the database and all these things. Okay, so basically, I'm going to end this live session here. If you want to use any database, I already created a database here. Underscore test. If you want to use it, you can do this command. Okay, we have come to the conclusion of lab session 4. How to create a database in this Google Cloud Platform and how to get connected. Thank you.